Hello everyone, welcome to another series that we're going to be doing here on the channel. We're going to be doing Subnautica. We actually had a vote between Subnautica, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and doing a Madden franchise rebuild, kind of like the YouTuber RBT does, kinda. But unfortunately, if you were somebody who voted for one of the other ones, Subnautica got voted just in a close race against Resident Evil 2. Madden didn't really get much support compared to the other two, but it seems like people really wanted to see Subnautica, and it's obvious as to why. This game is honestly, in my opinion, one of the best games ever made. It was just so well made, from the graphics to the music to just pretty much anything, you name it. The creatures in this game look beautiful, the atmosphere looks amazing. At the time of me recording this, we just had a eclipse a few weeks ago. The cool thing about Subnautica is it's very rare, but you can actually have an eclipse happen from the sun. But right now we're going to have the whole shipwreck, and it looks like I'm scrambling to launch out of my pod here. And there goes 9/11 happening on the ship. Fucking knew we shouldn't have allowed Muhammad on there. It's a little too late now though. Guess we gotta go in the ocean. At least we have a fire extinguisher in case anything goes bad. Oh shit. Don't worry guys, it's just a scratch on my mask, I'll be fine. Oh no, a fire. If only there was a fire extinguisher on the floor, for plot device reasons. But this is about the closest Subnautica gives to you in giving a tutorial. They put a fire extinguisher on the floor, and then they put a fire up, and they're like, here, put it out, be a fireman, I guess. So yeah, you pretty much just get told how to use your item with this little convenient plot fire extinguisher. But you get your little PDA, this little tablet, and this is basically, if you guys don't know, this is basically your inventory. This is basically your notes. Pretty much everything you could ever need is in this tablet. You can pull fucking titanium bricks out of your ass using this tablet. This tablet can do anything. You can watch porn, you can beat your shit on here.
Please refer to the data bank for detailed survival advice. Good luck.
You can craft just about anything you want. On here it tells you how to do it. You've suffered minor head trauma and you're now retarded, the PDA says, pretty much. And that's pretty much where we are. So we got a little storage container here that has a couple flares, some water, and some food to kick us off with. I'm going to try to make these episodes about an hour long, just so they're not too overbearing. A good thing to do at the start is to try to grab your med kits as they fabricate, because your base will actually make those for you whenever you start things out here. But we'll kick things off going ahead, and we'll climb up just to get a little view of the scenic part of this beautiful game. There's a bird right there, and there you go. There's the crashed ship. You can see a little piece of coral out in the distance over there. You have more pieces of coral out off in that direction, and then here you can just kind of see the open ocean, which doesn't look like too much, but overall, I guess we can just get right into it. Now, my goal for this specific playthrough is to try and get a seaglide, at least get that far is what I'm aiming for. So what I'm looking for now is I'm going to be looking to grab a few of these mushrooms, not too many because I don't want to load up my inventory, but enough for like 2 batteries, because we're going to need those in a bit. But I'm looking for some titanium, which comes in the form of little rocks on the wall. They're called limestone, sometimes they can be called sandstone. And they'll be on the walls pretty much throughout these safe shallows. You'll notice I'm not like looking in the sand. They usually won't spawn there in this region. But they will usually spawn on walls such as this. So far I haven't spotted any though. One issue with Subnautica has been that a lot of times those rocks and materials that I'm talking about, sometimes the stones specifically won't load in until you're like sitting there for a minute. So it might be wise for me to just kind of, yeah, there's one. It might be wise for me to just kind of stay in my area for a few seconds and then look, because there's some titanium right there. Mostly because it might not even be loaded in yet by the time that I get to it. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking for, some more of that. Unfortunately, we are not getting very lucky here. Looking around though. Also, I love how you can just go swim up straight to the top of the water without having to worry about any asphyxiation or anything like that. It's fine. The air bubbles will pop themselves, I guess. But these, I don't know if there's only one of them per world, but if you find one of them, these things are amazing. You can see all the materials in them. There's titanium, there's copper, quartz, pretty much anything you could ever want. Quartz isn't too important for me right now, but it definitely will be throughout the course of the series, so I definitely can't have enough quartz. But right now my main objectives are copper and titanium. I'm gonna grab this and back out of here before I die. Because yeah, you drown fucking quick at the beginning of this game. I'm already down to 6 oxygen here. It's gonna be down to 0, close to it anyway. But we are completely fine, and now I'm going to swim out of there, and I'm going to head back towards my base. I don't know if I'm going to go into it yet. I'm going to see if I can find any more resources before I get there. I might grab one of these fish just to have a little snack. If I can catch up to the little bastard. There we go. This is a boomerang. I believe he gives you 21 food and 3 water. If I remember, after you cook it, of course. In order to get water, by the way, if you haven't played through the series, you actually have to take those little pink things that have been swimming around with me. Not the mushrooms, the fish. You need to take those, and you need to craft those with water, and you're about to see how crafting works in this game, if you're not familiar with it already. So first of all, you have this fabricator, which is basically your crafting table, and what I'm going to do with it is you can kind of go through everything you need, from your foods, your resources, your equipment, to your deployables. And what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to cook that food, or that fish I just had, just so it doesn't go rotten or anything like that. I'm going to cook it, and I'm going to go ahead and eat that. Like I said, everything gets stored in the tablet, so you can basically just pull shit out of your ass if you feel like it. So right now, I am going to see if I can make an oxygen tank upgrade, which is exactly what I can do. So I'm going to get a better oxygen tank, or a oxygen tank, because that's the first one I got, which will give me another 30 oxygen. And what I'm looking to do at this point is I basically want to build tools, and I want to build equipment to let me move faster and to move more efficiently. And that's pretty much what I'm trying to do for the most part. I want to make things like the scanner. That's extremely important. I'm going to want to make the repair tool to get this up and running, the habitat builder. But like I said, it'll all come in time. My main goal is to get this built. That's the seaglide. It lets you move really quickly under the water. It doesn't let you have oxygen or anything. It's not like a full boat. It's just a little glider that you can kind of move under the water with. And this is a rabbit ray, by the way. They're very harmless. Pretty much everything in the starting area is going to be harmless. Nothing's really going to be trying to attack me. Here's some metal salvage from the boat. These can be turned into titanium. Each of them give you 4, so they're probably the best source of titanium in the entire game. But right now we're just kind of looking around. Here's another one. We're kind of cooking now. The first time it took us a while to start finding stuff, but this time we're finding it like it's nothing. And I actually think I have enough for the scanner, so I'm actually going to go ahead and make that real quick. Just because if I have the scanner, I can pretty much do anything in this game. That's the most important tool whenever you're starting out with. The sooner you get the scanner, the sooner you can actually make progress on the game. But we're going to go ahead and take these pieces of metal salvage and turn them into titanium. But you get 4 pieces for it, of course. And we're just going to keep on upgrading, getting all this titanium. Now, a lot of this game can be a grind, but I do think that's part of the joy in it. I do think it's very fun to actually play. Electronics, we're going to go ahead and make a battery. With your acid mushrooms, don't tell most dope. And we're going to go ahead, and from there we're going to go down to the personal section, to the tools, and we're going to build ourselves a scanner.
The scanner can be used to synthesize blueprints from salvage technology and to record alien biological data.
We're actually going to hit ourselves with a self-scan real quick. Normal, keep in mind this.
Vital signs normal. Continuing to monitor.
But yeah, so now we have the scanner, so I'm going to start to move a little bit further out, and I'm going to start scanning a few things, seeing if I can actually... he's a little fast. Those peepers that I'm chasing right now, they're very fast, but they're very resource heavy. I'm surprised I actually didn't get credited towards the click on that one, but oh well. You got salt deposits down here if you're wondering what these white things are. That is not my jizz. I promise that is actually pieces of salt. And what that basically does is it allows you to store food for long durations of time. But I think I'm going to grab some of these clusters just so I can make some lube and some... I think that makes fiber mesh. It either makes fiber mesh or it makes silicone. The reason I don't know is because the vines itself make the other one. I just forget which makes which. I know for sure this makes lubricant, but I don't know what else it does make though. That's a creature egg right there. I'm not going to be able to use that until much later in the game. A lot later on. And they don't really do much to help you, but they are pretty cool. It's a nice little additional aspect of the game that you can use. So let me see here. Lubricant and silicone rubber. Okay, so yeah. And the reason I wanted that silicone rubber is so I can make these fins. So I'm going to go right ahead. I just want to double check the recipe real quick and make sure I was right, which I was. I'm going to make the silicone rubber, and now I'm going to head down here and I'm going to make the fins. We're already 11 minutes into the video. Hopefully I can get to that seaglide, because this game can take a long time. We might have quite a few episodes with this. I'm going to try to aim for about an hour each, like I said. And now pretty much my goal is to find scan fragments for a few items so I can actually craft more. I'm going to toss all this stuff in my inventory in the meantime, because I don't really need that while I'm out exploring. I'm going to head out of my pod, and it's nighttime now. Here's where you can really see a lot of the just coolness of this game. You can see that moon and stuff like that. There's another moon right there, and there's actually a chance that that moon will eclipse the sun, and it'll make the whole map look really fucking cool. It's pretty rare, but I had it happen to me once. Just the amount of detail with stuff like that is why this game is just so ridiculously good, at least in my opinion. I fucking love this game just for all the detail it has. And yeah, like I said, unfortunately I'm not too shocked with a lot of the stuff because I've played through the game quite a few times. But nonetheless, it is a very fun game. I hope you guys enjoy this series. These guys are gasopods. Now these guys don't really do much. Like if you go near them, they'll shit themselves. Kind of like Tack whenever he has that Sheets baked bean burrito. But no, these guys are pretty cool. All they'll do is they'll pretty much shit gas as a self-defense method. And if you're too close, you might become the next Jew. On a real note, there's some creatures in this game that have a shit ton of health, and those gas pods that they just dropped are actually like the best way to actually kill those creatures, the really big ones, that is. Alright, now I'm just kind of looking for scan fragments. There's some titanium. I'll grab that. I'll scan it real quick because why not? May as well. Scanning it doesn't really do much. It just gives you some background details on it. Sometimes it can be cool. Sometimes it's not really. It doesn't really matter. And that guy's a stalker. He's basically like a mix of an alligator and a shark. He's just chasing me. These guys are pretty harmless. If anything, they're pretty useful. But they'll chase me. They'll try to hurt me, but all you have to do is outmaneuver them. Come back here. I want to scan you. It's my goal to be the next fucking Steve Irwin of Subnautica. I'm just gonna walk around with all these dangerous fish and be like, "Come here, little fella." But from here, I'm still looking for these scanner parts. I've yet to see one. It is very difficult to see as it is dark. These boxes usually have something in them, though. Let's see if I get lucky. There's a mobile vehicle bay. That's not what I'm looking for, but it's definitely a good step in the right direction. That will let us build actual like submarines and stuff like that later on in the series. Oh, here's something right here. I think that's a Seamoth. This is one of the said submarines that we're going to be getting later on.
30 seconds.
Alright, hopefully I didn't make too much time down there. I should be able to get to the top in time before risking life or death or anything of the sort. But there was another box down there, so I'm going to head immediately down after I get up here. So now I'm going to head straight back down. Because yes, there was another box right down there where I was, which might have another fragment in it. Here it is. It's another mobile vehicle bay fragment. I'm not upset about that at all, but I am not looking for that. I'm looking for the seaglide fragment. I'll go ahead and grab this while I'm here. Some more copper. Never hurts. And now we're in the blood kelp zone, I believe this is called. And these are sand sharks. These guys are literally like sharks that just burrow their head in the, well, sand. And they're pretty harmless too. If you let them hit you, they'll do about half your damage of health. But they're very easy to avoid. All you have to do is pretty much strafe in one direction and you'll be fine. But this area is getting a little deep, so I'm probably going to back up a little bit just because I still don't have that seaglide, and a lot of the seaglide fragments are actually in this direction.
Diversity and connects to a number of small cave networks.
Yes, you just heard her say that everything here connects to caves. We'll explore those much later on in the series, probably within like 3 episodes maybe, because that's going to be a cave that's interesting. You can explore it at the start. The problem is it's just deep enough to where you risk your life if you go there too early, but if you go there at the right time, it can be pretty safe and you can actually get some really good stuff down there. It's just kind of a gamble. It can help you speedrun your game if you're really trying to get it, because you can get good things like the water filtration machine, for example, by going in there. And that's basically just a non-stop source of water. And that's a creature egg. I thought it was some cave sulfur, but nope, it is not. I love the fucking look of this game. It's so good. Don't get me wrong, you guys are looking at some of the shittier ended graphics, because unfortunately my PC can't run stuff that well, so I can't go on the highest setting, unfortunately, but it still looks beautiful nonetheless. You guys can kind of just see the atmosphere here and how good it looks just around the board. We got ourselves some more metal salvage here. I'll go ahead and grab that. There's a lot of metal salvage here. Never hurt to have titanium on board. But yes, pretty much right now I'm still just looking for these fragments, because if I can get that seaglide I will be happy, but unfortunately I'm not seeing much as of yet. I am seeing a little bit of a wreck here, so maybe there's some stuff here. There we go, that's what I'm looking for, the seaglide. It's one of the 3 pieces I'm going to end up needing. And these guys are just having a hula dance over here. I'm going to go ahead and get to the surface so I don't die. There's a gravisphere. That thing's kind of useless, but underrated at the same time. It kind of sucks, but if you're in like a cave, like for example that big piece of coral I was in, that would work too. You can place it down and it'll attract all the fish and the little pieces of stone I've been breaking to it, and it'll kind of hold it in place for you to grab. So it can be pretty good. Right now I'm seeing if there's really anything else other than that one piece. I think that might have been it in terms of here, just the little ball and then that. So I will continue the search. These floaters are kind of cool. You can glitch the game out in so many ways with these little floaters. It's pretty funny. But yeah, with these guys, you can pretty much just, you can see them, they're like floating rocks and stuff like that. If you grab enough of these things, you can actually grab them. If you grab enough of them, you can actually put them on your little thing over here and tilt them over, and it'll tilt the entire thing sideways. It's pretty humorous. But nonetheless, the search continues. We're finding everything but what we need. That is the Subnautica way, I suppose. There's nothing down there. We have a piece of stone here. Give some titanium. More metal salvage. And I might just give up on the search here to try and get the repair tool, because once I get the repair tool I can start getting radio calls, which will help me find stuff from other life pods that are scattered throughout the map from the wreck. So yeah, I'm probably just going to make my way towards my base. Actually, I just realized I can actually see the ingredients for it from my PDA. Okay, so tools, we are looking for cave sulfur, silicone rubber, I think I already have enough for that. So I need cave sulfur, and the way I'm going to get that is I need to go to these little underground looking small caves, and there's this big fish, we'll call him Ahmed, and he'll go big boom whenever you go in there, and you need to dodge big boom, and here, one right here. So here he comes. He's going to come try to make big boom happen. I'm going to try my best to dodge it. I did not do a good job of that at all, but he did big boom, took some health away. I grabbed cave sulfur, and I scan his sulfur pit as well.
Detecting sulfur deposits in the local cave
Oh, really? No shit. Thank you, Mr. PDA. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're going to grab some copper, and we're going to get out of here, because I don't want to risk getting murked here. Because now we have our cave sulfur, so we can build said repair tool. We can repair the life pod, give it some power, get some radio going on. That way we can listen to some Nickelback, to some Kanye. You know, we can listen to everybody on that radio. But now we head up here. We're going to reach right into my box and grab the creepvine clusters. We're going to turn that into silicone. I forget what the other item was for the tool. Oh, we already have enough. Okay. I thought it needed a battery. I guess not. But there we go. We now have that. We can use it to repair the little base and have it stop smoking. And we can also repair the radio. So now we have light. The base will generate more power than it was before, and we have a radio.
This is Aurora. Distress signal received. Rescue operation will be dispatched to your location in 9 hours. Continue to monitor for emergency transmissions from other life pods.
So that was basically telling me that I'm fucked. So we're going to have to unfuck ourselves pretty much. And the first thing I'm going to do is heal myself. I'm going to just make as much titanium as I can. I'm also going to drink one of those water bottles, maybe eat some of the food that I have in there. Because I am starting to get hungry and thirsty in the game. But for now, I'm just going to turn all this into titanium. Go and toss all this stuff in the box as much as I can anyway. I'm going to go ahead and grab some of the Wawa and a nutrient block. Clear a few pieces of inventory space so I have it. I'm going to toss titanium and the quartz. I should actually take one of these titanium out of there and put silicone into there. Very nice, very lovely. And from here, let me see what else we can really do in terms of our tools or our equipment. We can build a higher 2 tank, but that's going to take us going to that one biome. We might be able to make that happen. Let's see what else we got. Okay. So my thinking is, here, our best move is to head into the biome that way and look for silver. Because best case scenario, we find... What are you doing in the safe shallows? You should not be here. The best case scenario is we find the seaglide fragments we've been looking for. The worst case scenario, we don't, but I can also grab some silver and upgrade my oxygen tank, which will allow me to explore further on. Now, I'm not certain if these pieces are not spawning in, or like the scannable pieces aren't spawning in because it's not loading in fast enough. We kind of have to figure that out as the series goes on. But I'm actually looking for these. These are sandstones. They're kind of similar to the other limestones I've been breaking, except they can give you silver, lead, or I believe gold instead of titanium or copper. And a lot of those can spawn in this specific biome. You can also get them off of a big creature that we might see if you guys are lucky. One of the cooler creatures in Subnautica if we happen to see one. Let's see here, looking around. There's a life pod over there, but I don't think it has the seaglide.
Depth 90 meters, leading to an unknown environmental biome.
The thing that sucks here is we don't really have too much time to explore. We just kind of have to scan a thing and go. Might be able to grab something out of here too. That's a laser cutter. That's not going to be very useful for a little bit. It will be soon, but not yet. I'm going to come back for that. I don't want to risk dying here, but I'm going to come back for that little PDA. And this is one of the sunken life pods, the destroyed life pods, that'll be scattered across the map. And there's a big shipwreck. We'll get more lore as to that, and also that's the creature I was talking about right there, actually. For now, we're just going to go check this stuff out, and then we'll work our way towards the creature. If he's still there, we can check him out. But for now, we're going to go right ahead and grab the PDA. I don't believe there's anything else in here. Nope. Okay. And so then there is a piece of scanner room over here. The scanner room, in my opinion, is the best thing in the game ever. Saves so much time later on, which you guys will come to realize. But this won't be for a little bit, but it does help tremendously, though. That's a bioreactor. There's all sorts of shit in this biome. I love this biome. It's very useful. There's a sea moth fragment up at the top right of your screen by that ship as well. But yes, the thing that is troublesome is just the lack of oxygen, to say the least. Now we head straight back down. And the oxygen won't be as bad if we get that seaglide, which will allow us to move much, much quicker throughout the course of the game. But in the meantime, I have to be very careful and keep a close eye out on it. But that's a bioreactor. That'll allow us to power up a base much later on into the game. And this is another sea moth, which is one of those little ships. Don't need the repair tool, I need the scanner. I'm going to scan this and head straight up without wasting any time. I don't even know for sure if I'm going to make this. You're tempting fucking fate in this game whenever you have under 75 oxygen. But yeah, we're going to swim up to the top. We should have plenty of time. I think I have a little bit more time moving forward. Let's see where we're at. We're about 15 just getting there, so yeah, I should have plenty of time. Moving forward on some of these deep dives. I believe that is yet another sea moth right there. And I think we'll already have our sea moth ready to be made. It is. There is our last sea moth that we need. We're going to have another laser cutter fragment. We are going to have another bioreactor fragment. And we're pretty much finding everything but what we need so far. But we are making good progress nonetheless. So a lot of our scans and a lot of our equipment. Right now we're just going to swim up to the top. Get some of that oxygen back. Learn how to breathe a little bit. Usually these little structures here and here have a lot of that stone that I'm looking for. I actually see one right now. I see two right now.
Passing 100 meters.
So I'm going to go ahead and grab this and hope for silver. I got one piece of silver. That is a very good start. I got a piece of gold. I don't quite need that yet, but I'm not complaining. I'm going to go right ahead and grab this. I think that's all there was on this one, so I'm going to go grab more air yet again, and then I'll come back down. But yes, the start of the game can be a little tedious, as you guys can tell. It's pretty much air simulator. Keep coming up and grabbing air, and then going down and grabbing resources, but the game will get a lot juicier as we go on, though. You guys will come to find out and realize. But I hope you guys are enjoying the atmosphere, though. This game is absolutely beautiful. Hopefully my recording and quality of the gameplay does it somewhat justice, because I'll admit this is definitely not being played in the most prime of settings. But nonetheless, it looks very good, at least to me. And some of the graphics might look a little outdated or cartoony, but it still looks beautiful, though. But yeah, we're going to kind of risk our life here for the sandstone because it's worth it.
30 seconds.
Alright, now we're going to swim up. I might try to check out one of these reef backs here, is what they're called.
Seek fluid intake.
They are very, very harmless, but they do have some plant life that they like to grow on their backs. You know, stuff like this normally doesn't happen, like the big lack of textures in the bottom. That usually won't happen in your games, it's just, you can kind of see it fixing itself. Like I said, I'm on the lower setting. But we're going to try to chase down this reef back. It's towards our base anyway. Worst case scenario, it doesn't give us anything. And there's some scannable stuff right here, actually. I keep getting distracted, but you know what? It's worth it. We can get reef backs anytime. We can only get this now that we're here. Scanner room fragment. Keep on scanning. Okay. And there's sea moth. Metal salvage, a vending machine. Okay, I'm really not going to need any of that, I don't think. So I'm going to just hop towards the reef back and show you guys all about him. You can see how big he is. How big and massive his schlong probably is. You can only imagine. Heck, maybe that middle tentacle is his schlong. You never know. If that's the case, let me go give it a suck. But no. No, we're going to the reef back, who is a very, very cool creature. There was an original plan to be able to make a base on the back of this guy and have like a moving base. And he basically grows plant life on his back and stuff like that. He's got weed on there, marijuana, he's got fucking strawberries, crystal meth, you name it. He pretty much grows everything on the back of him. And you can actually use some of this. This is brain coil. It can actually give you oxygen for some reason. Don't ask me why. But it can. This is barnacle. This stuff can give you copper or silver. This stuff is very useful. If you ever are coming across one of these in the actual game, stuff like this isn't very useful. It's just kind of plant life being added into the game as well to add some depth to the game. I'm being shot by a tiger plant. He's throwing his little spikes at me, unfortunately. But that's the reef back, though. He's very harmless. He just kind of swims around. He looks very cool, though. Very ominous and makes cool-ass sounds. But yeah, we're going to swim our happy ass back to our base, try to drink some Wawa, answer the radio call, and then continue on from there. Grab that copper. Now these guys are much easier to catch at night because they're docile at night. They're a lot slower. This goes for pretty much any of the fish in the game. Now, no, I'm not holding my cock in my hand. I know it looks like I have a cock in my hand, but I promise you it's not. This guy is the guy that I'm going to use to make Wawa. So sustenance, we're going to make the Wawa, filtered Wawa. I'm working on it. And we're getting a cooked peeper as well. Now, if you cook a fish and you eat it instantly, it won't just give you food, it'll also give you some Wawa to go along with it. So we're going to have some Wawa, we're going to eat some food. I'm going to grab the Wawa out of the container. And we are going to go right ahead and drink this. Now we actually have a little bit of sustenance in our body, I suppose you can call it. We're going to take this radio call.
This is LifePod 3, uploading our coordinates. We're plugging some holes in our emergency seaglide, so if we're late for the rendezvous, don't panic. Also, don't go home without us. Seriously. 3 out.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
What was I going to do? Personal equipment. I need some glass, so I need some quartz for that. Let's see if I have enough quartz in anticipation for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have just enough. Basic materials, glass. Glass again. Gotta remove the original oxygen tank because it's actually part of the recipe. And we get the high capacity oxygen tank right here. This should give us about 125 if I'm not mistaken. 135, so we're looking pretty good on our oxygen now. I'll take the extra 10, I'm not complaining. Toss the lead in there first. I will put the silver and gold in there. And titanium, even though you can never have enough of it, it's always better to keep the smaller ended resources, kind of like the copper, silver, titanium, stuff like that. So I'm going to take all this titanium out, and I'm going to toss it in there. We're going to go right ahead and grab a med kit as well. I'll keep it with me just in case I need it on the road. And I'll actually use this titanium to build myself a deployable storage, just so I can not have to dump all these resources in the trash. But yeah, we made ourselves a little storage now, so we're going to go down here, go into the Wawa. We're going to replace the storage. Alrighty, so we're going to open it up, put some stuff in here. I'm just probably going to go right ahead and name it Titanium. Just because it is completely filled with titanium, I can change the name at any time, but that will help me remember what I had in it in case I forget for whatever reason. We should probably try to get a survival knife now that I think about it. Let me see what the ingredients are for it. Tools. Silicone rubber, so we're going to need another one of these creepvine seed clusters to get that. But our goal is still to get a seaglide. That's the main goal. We're just kind of making things happen along the way to keep things running smooth and productive. We're going to go right ahead and we're going to grab these. Thank you, game. Thank you, game, I said. Thank you very much. There we go. See? Got it first try. We're going to go right ahead and scan this. Which doesn't really do much, like I said, but it is just fun to scan. And that's actually exactly what we're looking for. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And we have the seaglide. We're moving now. Good shit. Alright, so we're going to try to build that knife first, then we'll build the seaglide. And we might be doing it just on time, because we're at 37 minutes. I'm probably going to stop the video at around an hour. But we'll see what happens, though. I don't know for sure if I'll be able to build it in time. I think I will. But only time can tell. We're going to go up here. We are going to craft silicone rubber. We are going to go down to the tools. We are going to craft a knife.
Weapons were removed from standard survival blueprints following the massacre on Abraxas Prime. The knife remains the only exception.
Alright, we need the seaglide now, so we need some lubricant, we need some copper wire, some titanium. Alright, so in order to make the copper wire and the battery, we're going to need 4 copper and some acid mushrooms. So first things first, we're going to make the copper wire, which is 2 of the copper. We're going to make a battery, which is 2 of the acid mushrooms and 1 of the copper. Right, so we're already relatively close to having what we need for this. So we need the lubricant. We already have a shit ton of titanium, and the way we get lubricant is by using the creepvine seed clusters. Look at this, I'm a sweaty tryhard at this game. But we already got the lubricant. We're going to reach our hand into the box, grab some titanium.
And power plants.
And, gentlemen, we have our seaglide with 20 minutes to spare of time. That's a pretty good run. I would say we did pretty good there. I was expecting it to take closer to the full video to get the seaglide, but we did get it done. And there we go. So we got the seaglide. Now I'm thinking about what we should do next. Let me think about this for a minute and how we should do it.
Local radiation readings suggest the Aurora's
Um.
drive core has reached critical state. Quantum detonation will occur within 2 hours.
That's basically saying that's going to go big boom. And I'll try to make sure I'm here for it so we can all watch it because it's one of the cooler moments in the game, I'd say. But for now, what I'm thinking is that we should try to work towards getting the mobile vehicle bay so we can make the Seamoth. And that is the goal here. The Seamoth is a very, very useful submarine that will allow me to search much further on in my expeditions. So basically we're going to try to find this, which a lot of it can be found in that little blood kelp zone that we were in earlier with the red grass. And then we can work towards building the Seamoth. We're definitely not going to get that done in this episode, but we can work towards it and get some good progress on it nonetheless. Fish should be significantly easier to catch. Oxygen shouldn't be nearly as much of a problem now. Things are looking good. Another thing I can actually do is I can cut these things. And when I cut these things, I can actually eat them. It'll give me a little bit of food and a little bit of water, not too much, but it is something I can do on my journeys if I need to for whatever reason. That's the seaglide. I don't really need that because I already built it. We're gonna get another radio call here. Something interesting about these little life pod wrecks is they all have theories as to how they all crashed. You know what I mean? Like what happened to make them wreck. And they actually have little voice logs that go along with it. I'll play this one. Data download. I think it's... Could you fuck off? I think it is in the Aurora Survivors Life Pod 17. I'll play it for you guys and I'll shut up for a minute.
Ozzy's log. It's the day of the crash. I don't know what the heck is happening. I'm scared and I'm not going outside. There are shadows in the water under the hatch, but I can't tell if they're rocks or aliens. And there's weird-looking caves nearby. The Aurora was carrying everything needed to build the phase gate. Mobile vehicle bays, bioreactors, propulsion cannons. It had a cinema. There was a zero-G gym. My cafe. I don't understand how we're here now. I don't know why no one's coming for me.
So, all these life pods that we're going to find throughout the course of the series, people have theories as to why they either crashed, submerged, got destroyed, and stuff like that. And everybody kind of has their own personal theories as to why each one got destroyed. Now, there's a few theories for this one that you could come up with. Two plausible things are something came from one of these cave systems and came and grabbed them and destroyed them. The more likely scenario, though, being all realistic, is the fact that this area is completely surrounded with those sharks, so it's pretty much presumed that the sharks probably destroyed that whenever they were trying to live in it. And then either the biter things that have been biting it, the little red things, or the sharks killed them off. But it's not really confirmed how any of them die, but you can just kind of put two and two together for a lot of them, though. And right now I'm still looking for that mobile vehicle bay. Just like Fishing with Garrett is looking for that 20-foot python. I don't think it's ever going to happen, though. Just looking around everywhere, seeing if we can't get lucky. Now, we might explore it later just for shits and gigs, but if you're ever playing this game, when you see those little pillars kind of leading out into the dune, that's a big no-no zone. You don't go out there ever. There's nothing worth it out there, I promise you. And maybe I'll show you guys why eventually, just not in this episode, because right now we're kind of focusing on getting a head start to everything, you know. But nonetheless, it is a big no-no zone.
Seek fluid intake.
No. I don't want Wawa. I want mobile vehicle bay fragment. I am looking all over the place so far. I have not had any luck on finding the last part to it. A lot of the parts I know can be found in that regular grass kelp zone, so I might go back there just so I can cut some of those and buy myself time with Wawa. Anyway, that's a very useful spot right there. You can get a lot of resources out of that. It seems to me like this whole area is a lot smaller than it usually is. I think the spawn I got was much smaller for this particular area, because usually you have to go quite a good bit to get to that, but it doesn't seem like you have to this time. But in terms of usefulness from a resource and food standpoint, I would argue that this is definitely the best biome in the game that I'm currently in, the blood kelp biome. And the reason being because you can get the titanium, copper, and lead chunks, and you can also get the gold, and you can also get the gold, silver, and lead chunks as well, so you can actually get both of them. On top of that, the fish that are here are actually pretty good too for resources. There's something called a Reginald, which is like the little pink things if you notice them swimming around this area. They give you even more than anything around here in terms of both food and water, so they're very good too. But for now, I'm just going to try to take some quick Wawa. Sounds like one of those stalkers are close or sand sharks are close, so I'm just going to back up. Yeah, these guys are kind of stupid. If you just kind of pivot to your backside, you can just kind of avoid them. But yeah, we're just going to buy ourselves a little bit of time here using these creep vines so I don't have to worry about water.
Vital signs stabilizing.
And while we're doing this, we're going to keep a very close eye out for the mobile vehicle bay fragment.
30 seconds.
Okay, we're going to go right ahead and pull out the seaglide, which you can see how much faster it makes us. Its battery goes away fucking ridiculously quick though, when it comes to the seaglide. So that's something I'm probably going to have to replace a few times throughout the series until I get my Seamoth anyway. But yes, I am looking for this fragment. So far, no luck. Usually there's some stuff down here where I'm heading now. However, I'm not seeing anything. That's tragic. So we'll go right ahead and move on towards our base, try to grab this guy. You're gonna have to calm down. Ma'am, stop. No is not an answer. Thank you. There we go. Now, search continues. I have a little bit of a source of Wawa, so that's not as much of a concern anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and check this area out really quick. At least I have a light now, so I can kind of see what I'm doing. We're going to go right ahead and just keep checking in on all this stuff, see if I can't find the bay fragment over here. I haven't looked too much over here yet.
Emergency. A quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's drive core.
Ooh.
The reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8,
I'm trying, fellas.
7, 6, 5, 4,
Oh, I don't think I'm going to make it in time.
2.
all the aurora's gone now.
For your convenience, the radiation suit has been newly equipped at Congratulations, survivor. You have exceeded your weekly exercise quotient by 500%. Data indicates that swimming was your favorite activity. Be sure to vary your routine for uniform muscle development. Seek fluid intake.
But the aurora's gone now. All the radiation has gone pretty much everywhere, unfortunately for us. So it means that going anywhere towards that is pretty much impossible right now until I get that radiation suit, which will be one of the upcoming things that I do, sure. This is a... oh, I thought that was a beacon. It's actually a seaglide. I'm going to go ahead and put this guy down. I'm going to go right ahead in here. See what we got in this little box. These guys usually give us... this is a compass. Compasses can be very useful for finding where you're going in this game. Got an abandoned PDA.
Integrating new PDA data.
You really think it'll carry two of us?
Your regular seaglide tows a mass of 80 kilograms at over 30 kilometers an hour. The power cellar rig to this one should double that.
You think there's something out there that's faster?
I'm sure. And that's assuming it doesn't overload 3 meters from the life pod.
You're calm about this.
I'm seeing the engineering problem. If I stop seeing the maths, I'll be terrified.
So my theory as to how this one crashes, it's a similar case as the one that we explored over in the other direction over here. My theory would be for this one is that, just like the other one, it's not really too much craziness to it. I think this one just got attacked by the little alligator-looking things, and it probably submerged because of that, just like the last one did. And it's said that the survivors tried to use their seaglide to escape, and it's kind of hidden, or not hidden, but implied, that they tried to have 2 people go on them at once, and they said that that could work. The problem is it probably slowed them down because of how much the seaglides are designed to carry. But this is just a theory, I suppose. Nothing's like promised or anything with this. It's just ideas as to what might have happened to them. Alright, so these guys are big no-nos. These guys are basically hypnotizing my PDA and telling me I'm on crack. So I'm trying to swim away right now. I have escaped it. That is a mesmer. Those things are pretty cool. It'll basically hack into your computer and tell your PDA that you're on crack and that it's friendly, and it'll bite your face off. It's pretty cool. I like that fish. I am not having any luck finding this mobile bay. Continue looking, we must, though.
Seek fluid intake immediately.
Head back towards my base to get some of that good wawa. Yet again. Is that it? Fellas, I think that's it. That's what I've been looking for. Ooh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what it's all about. Ooh. Hey, fucker, do you mind? Alright, there we go. We got that. Now we're going to head back to our base. We're going to try to build a mobile vehicle bay. Tell you what, I'll build the mobile vehicle bay and I'll call the episode there, whatever amount of time we have left. I don't mind going just over an hour, just under an hour. I don't think you guys will mind either. It's just a little bit of extra time to finish up one task, to just kind of round up the loose end of the remaining minutes. I think we made a lot of progress here. But yeah, now we're going to head right back into our base. We're going to go ahead and drink some Wawa, make the mobile vehicle bay. We'll answer the radio call just to see what it says.
This is Ozzy from the cafeteria. What the hell, guys? They didn't warn us this might happen. Our pod was almost crushed by the Seamoth Bay on the way down. Now we're hanging on the edge of a cave system, and this grim-looking snake thing's trying to eat through the hull. Come get us already.
Signal location uploaded to PDA. Vital signs stabilizing.
So we need a titanium ingot to do this. And I have the titanium to do it. It takes 10 titanium to do it. I don't mind doing this at all. We have the titanium already ready to go. We need lubricant and a power cell, so I think we are going to need... Yeah, we're going to need another piece of that cluster. And what we're going to need for that power cell is we are going to need 2 batteries. We can make that happen. We can definitely make that happen. Okay, so we got boom, boom. So we're going to need some more acid mushrooms, and we're going to need some of that cluster right here, or some mushrooms actually. That should not be a problem in the slightest. I'll go ahead and scan it real quick, because why not? Go right ahead and do that. We'll go right ahead and grab a couple more of these fellas, and then we will head straight back over to here. And we will try to get some more seed clusters. I'm not seeing any right here. Surprisingly, none of those had any. We'll continue looking. There's some right there. How lucky of us. So we shall go right ahead and we will hopefully grab these. Their hitbox seems like a little wonky on PC. Maybe it's just the older computer I am on, or not older computer, but less gamey computer that I am on, you could say. Now we're going to head back. We might actually be able to get this built before the hour mark. We are all sorts of progress done today. We are all sorts of progress done today. My English is fucking amazing. If you guys say it's bad, you guys are just lying pathologically to yourselves, to each other, to your communities. But we're going to go ahead and make some lubricant. We are going to make... We're going to make some batteries, electronic battery. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys something you can do to cheese the game a little bit, just to be a dumbass. So basically, you see how my seaglide's at 12%? We're going to remove the battery from the seaglide and put one that's at 100% in the seaglide. Right? And now whenever I go to make the deployable mobile vehicle bay, or the power cell I guess you can say, I can use the dead battery instead of the fully alive battery to do the crafting, and it still counts towards it. So now I can make the mobile vehicle bay, get that nice and crafted. Right now you can watch it being made by the magical lasers. I'm just going to be thirsty the entire game, but we'll go right outside. We will hop right into the water. With your mobile vehicle bay, it's important to give it some space so your ship can drop down without getting damaged. So I'm going to probably put it right about here so it has some depth to the water. But we're going to place that down. We're going to go right ahead, climb onto it, and see the vehicles. We have the Seamoth on here, and that's what we're going to do in the next episode. We're going to go ahead and look at how to build the Seamoth. We're going to build the Seamoth. We might explore further out. We might check out some of these other life pods. It's actually kind of making me realize life pod 17 is actually the life pod we already checked out. And I guess we got a radio call after they were already dead. So we got a radio call from some ghosts. We got our seaglide built. The Aurora blew up. I'd say this is a pretty progressive episode. I'm proud of it. I'm happy with the progress we made. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to go ahead and save the game here so that way I don't forget or anything of the sort. But I really do hope you fellas enjoyed the video. And I'll catch you guys later.